New York is the scene of an unveiling, the likes of which have seldom been seen in Germany. And the star of the show is a model that isn't regarded as a hit in Europe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new 2011 Jetta.
But across the Atlantic in the United States, it's a different story. Volkswagen's Jetta is flying out of showrooms. VW's Stefan Jacobi says the Jetta is a car for the United States. It's the company's entry-level model there. And the new Jetta, the 2011 Jetta, means something very special. They decided on Times Square in the middle of Manhattan to really make an impact. To say, we're here. We have a really competitive car, well equipped for $16,000, and it looks unbelievably chic. It'll set new standards in safety, comfort, and also design. So it's to be expected that the grand unveiling of the Jetta should also set new standards. That shouldn't be a problem. American pop star Katy Perry and her band are here to turn up the heat and set pulses racing among the international audience. Sounds great, but the blazing New York sun is already doing a fine job of that. Volkswagen sold over 100,000 Jettas last year in the United States, and the company is keen to build on this success by giving the latest version of the car a complete makeover. Klaus Bischoff says this time they were able to start literally with a blank sheet of paper and took advantage of this by designing a car with long, smooth lines and new proportions. It has the typical VW design philosophy. It's simple, distinctive, purist, but executed precisely. Look, and you wouldn't think for a second that the Jetta could be just an offshoot of the Golf. From the front to the back, the car has VW's distinctive new style. The new model has gained an extra 9 centimeters over its predecessor. Welcome news for passengers who'll really feel the difference. Bischoff says VW has really listened to the American customer. There's a demand here for more interior space, especially in the back for the rear passengers. So they've increased the interior space by 6 centimeters, and it really gives a new degree of comfort. And every element of the dashboard has been redesigned. After you climb in, you never want to leave. Even the base model has something to shout about. It comes with separate rear seats, a trunk that can be opened by remote, air conditioning, and 6 airbags standard. All of that can be had for just under $16,000. This presentation model will fetch a bit more than that now, at least from Katy Perry fans. With a dance on the hood, the pop star has left her own mark and made it a future collector's item. Audi has moved into the compact segment with its A1, bringing 2 versions of the new model onto the market. One will be a diesel with 105 horsepower, the other a gasoline-powered 122 horsepower. Another small gasoline-powered car will follow later. Audi has mainly young buyers in its sights with the car and has set itself the ambitious goal of moving 100,000 A1s annually. Mercedes is unveiling the new generation of its R-Class series. The roomy sedan has been given a complete outside makeover. The front now looks wider and more accentuated. The interior comes in different versions between 4 and 7 seats. And many standard features in comfort and safety make the new R-Class even more appealing. Opel has launched its most efficient Astra yet, with the new Astra 1.3 CD-TI EcoFlex. The 95 horsepower engine uses an average of just 4.1 liters per 100 kilometers and emits 109 grams of CO2 per kilometer. The technology also recommends the optimal gear in which to drive. The fuel-saving Astra starts in Germany at €19,390. This week, our test driver Sascha Knapp is putting a French vehicle under the microscope. He's driving a Peugeot 407 SW. It's one of Peugeot's station wagons. Our test vehicle has a 6-speed manual gearbox and 163 horsepower. The station wagon accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 9.9 seconds. Its highest speed is 209 kilometers per hour. And its average fuel economy, according to the manufacturer, is 6.9 liters of diesel per 100 kilometers. It also fulfills the European emission standards, due to come into effect from next year. The station wagon's design is marked by dynamic styling and innovative design. Typical of the 407 are the large headlights, which are integrated into the car's stylish lines. The bold front grille is also a key feature. The elegant transitions and the sharply angled D-pillar in the back give the 407 SW its dynamic edge. The luggage compartment door forms part of the roof, reducing the risk of nasty bumps to the head when loading the trunk. The rear lights are another eye-catching feature. They're as generously proportioned as the headlights up front. On the dashboard of the Peugeot 407, the speed dial and tachometer are white, a nice detail borrowed from sports cars. But the numerous buttons on the central console are confusing. The seats are comfortable and provide ample space. Sascha likes the big panoramic sunroof that opens right to the back. Pity it can't be removed entirely. Moving beyond the design, how does the 407 behave on the roads? The automatic transmission functions very well, and the 160 horsepower is the right amount for the car. The vehicle combines safety and comfort. The precise steering and handling gives good road contact. Even on bumpy surfaces, the Peugeot still drives smoothly. The Peugeot 407 SW 2-liter HDI retails just under €31,000 in Germany. Kitzbuhel's Alpine Rally is one of the region's most attractive events for classic cars. This year's rally is the 23rd of its kind. Classy sedans, elegant sports cars, and speedsters from yesteryear strut their stuff. Bentleys, Porsches, Maseratis draw vintage car buffs from across Europe to the Austrian Alps. This year's rally opens with the presentation of this Rolls-Royce Phantom, dating from 1928. Despite being in its 80s, the car has lost none of its shine. But it's far from being the only rare vehicle here. This man tells us his Auto Union Wanderer was built in 1936, one of only 250 such cars made. He says it houses a compressor and believes his is the only car in this rally to have one. Participants all want to finish in good time, but they plan to have fun along the way. He jokingly says they hope to reach 430 kilometers an hour, but they're really psyched. Some rally drivers have already figured out their tactics. Man and machine cruise along the Alpine roads in perfect harmony. Others still need to do a little fine-tuning. This woman says she can handle the car, but her husband, he's being difficult. She gripes that he only needs to do what she tells him and that this shouldn't be so hard. But easier said than done. The husband says it's very difficult to follow his wife's directions as he's used to setting the course when he's in the driver's seat. But now she's trying to call the shots from the passenger seat, which he finds most unusual. The vintage car lovers spend 3 days on the road, touring around Tyrol and heading for Salzburg and Bavaria. In total, they cover some 590 kilometers. Some celebrities are also taking part, like Scottish race car driver Susie Stockard. She's enjoying the beautiful weather and the unusually relaxed tempo. Stockard says in the Touring Car Masters she has to drive like the wind, but here it's calmer. She can savor the beautiful views of the mountains. But for other race car drivers, old habits die hard. They push their vintage cars to the limit. He says the road was a bit wet. On a switchback, he let the car drift a little and pulled out of it using power oversteer. He couldn't resist. Still, not all of the classic cars are up to making those kinds of maneuvers. Here, it's still chugging along. But a short while later, this 12-cylinder Lagonda, dating from 1933, is out of the race for good. The driver says the 6 cylinders are cold and not producing any power. Driving along the pass with 6 cylinders is torture for the engine. But often necessity is the mother of invention. When the gas pedal on this 1938 model sports car stopped working, the driver switched to the hand throttle. No one lets little obstacles get in their way. They're here for the long haul. This 1975 BMW convertible is the grand champion of the 2010 Alpine Rally. But anyone who makes it to the finish line here is a winner. Surrounded by onlookers, they parade through Kitzbuhel and bask in the glory of another memorable rally.